Dear students, hope you are all well. In the last class, we learnt about history, a science that tells us about events in the past, and we studied for our convenience how we divided time in past. How we divided past time in past, present, and future. Then we studied about the scientific method of history, and after that, we studied the different sources of history, which we learned the three sources. They were material, written, and oral sources. Now, let's move forward to the next part of the chapter. Now, the next topic is history and us. History studies the events of the past, the way of thinking of past societies, their actions and consequences of question. Students, it means history is a science that tells us about events in the past. As I told you in the before video, it's about past and their way of thinking, their actions and consequences means the effect on the result. Okay. Thereby, history attempts to find answers to many questions before human beings. Your attempt means to make an effort. Okay, attempt means to make an effort to something to achieve. Students, the study of science helps us to find answers to many questions. For example, environmental science studies the problem of degradation. Problem of degradation means slowly our environment is getting this by like how we are spoiling our environment by burning trees, pollution, that is called degradation. And we even degradation of soil also happens by we putting more chemical in the soil. It happens the degradation of soil. Looks for their solution. Next, it provides guidelines about present behavior to shape a good future. Now, if you want a good future, what you will do, your behavior has to be good. According to that, your future will be good, right? It provides means making available for us guidelines means general rule or piece of advice. Behavior means the way that someone behaves. History guides us about our behavior to shape a good future. It inspires and motivates us by telling the life stories of great people. Now, inspires means motivates, and motivates means encourage. So, as students, we also get encouraged. How we get encouraged? By listening to stories of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and some other stories which our parents and grandparents say, right? We also get encouraged. And one more example is if you get good marks and you get praises from your teachers as well as your parents, you get encouraged. And when you get encouraged, you do more better the next time. By studying history, we learn about the progress of human civilization. This means by studying history, we get to know about how people's way of life went on changing. You know, now in the past, how people's way of life was, they used to not get proper food, they used to go for hunting. So now it kept on went on changing. History of science tells us about the scientists, scientific discoveries that brought about changes in human civilization. That means slowly the discoveries took place, and the scientific discoveries took place which changed the human civilization. Human civilization means the way of living. This means every village, city, district, state, and country has its own history. That means even a village has its own history. A city has its own history. That means city. Now, how slowly the city gets developed. So that city also has its history. Similarly, the earth, mountains, water bodies, animals, okay, they also have history. The earth, mountains, different water bodies like the rivers, they also have their own history. Mankind also have their own history. Mankind means we us also have our own history. Next, the past and the future. The past, present, and future are linked by a continuous chain. Means all these are linked in a continuous chain of events. Now, I will give you one example. For example, the Indian people. Now, you know, Indian people fought against the Britishers. Now, we were under the British rule to get independence. This is an historical event. Historical event means which had happened in the past. As a result, India became an independent nation on 15th August 1947. Next is every historical action has its consequences, means that independence was a consequences of an action. That is, for example, the Indian people struggled for independence. Did they get independence like that only freely? No, they struggled. They took lots of effort. Next is, events of present times are linked with past action. That means of present time it is linked with the past action. As for example, you were in fourth standard. If you would have not passed the fourth standard, you would not come in the fifth standard. So that is linked, right? When we understand this, we realize that our future depends on past events. For example, we learn that man began to make tools available from the nature. As you all know, first, in the ancient time, in the olden times, how did man make tools? All the things which were available in the nature. For example, wood, then stones, right? Then he learned how to make use of fire. How did he start making use of fire? How was fire invented? By rubbing two stones together, right? We learn from the past experiences. Invention of today became possible due to discoveries and invention in the past. Means students, the next generation added to this development. Technology developed further hand in hand with the physical and intellectual development. How did technology develop? With the physical and intellectual. Physical means using your whole body, and intellectual development means using your mind. Without using your mind, can you do anything? No. This process is going on continuously even today. Is it not like that, that it is stopped? It is even going on today. Inventions of today are only possible on the foundation of the discoveries and inventions of the past. For example, you can see at these pictures, invention and technology of the past are invented. Invention of the past, we invented first what? Fire. In the first picture you can see it was fire is being invented. See the second picture, invention and technology of the present. Now with the fire we started cooking slowly. First we invented fire, then now we started cooking. Solar cookers were invented. Can you see in the second picture, the second photo? That is a solar cooker. Solar cookers were invented and we utilize the solar energy for cooking. And today, the technology we are using is the what? The e-classes. At present, what we are learning? E-classes. That is the online studies, right? So that is e-classes. Next, we'll move. That is your homework, is you have to find the answers of these questions. The past, present and future are linked by a continuous chain of dash. Events of present times are linked with dash. And the last one is, what are the invention of the past? That's all for now. The chapter ends over here. We will learn the next chapter in the next video. Thank you for listening, children. Goodbye. Take care.